channel for another episode of Jonesin for the Dub. It is episode 10. Tell us happy birthday. I'm just playing. But we have a reason to celebrate 10 episodes of Jonesin for the Dub. We are so excited for y'all to be here to continue tuning into our rookie season. I'm just happy to be doing this amazing show with my friends. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for continuing to tune in. And also thank you to my team for being here, for making Jonesin for the Dub what it is. But child, we've been away for a few weeks. We are now at the Olympic break for the WNBA. But first, let's get into a few things, especially about the All-Star game and some things about the Olympics with the Weekly W. All right, girls, so the All-Star game just concluded, and child, what a game it was. Team USA versus Team WNBA. What a sight. If you don't know, Team WNBA did take home that dub. Child, they did not come to play. Arike, come to the final. Girl, 34 points in the second half. I don't think y'all know, Arike set an All-Star game record. She now has the most points for an All-Star game, 34 points. We told y'all put some respect on her name. If it's a second half, you know Arike's gonna be shooting. And she came through swinging. I wouldn't have wanted to be on the court with her at all. Y'all real brave. But the way, and I'm not gonna hold you, it felt like a little bit of revenge if you know the Team USA situation. If you don't, I can give you a little insight into that. There is something that Arike did try out for Team USA. She was at first on the training camp roster and she did withdraw her name. This isn't messy information, this is coming straight from her. And she kind of spoke to about how maybe there's some politics involved in it. She said there's politics involved in every level of basketball, but with Team USA, it does sometimes feel like if you come from certain colleges, you get a little more playing time, a little more looks, your name is automatically on the roster versus other colleges. And we're sure that's what she was referring to. If you don't know, there's drama like when Candace Parker got snubbed from the USA basketball team years ago. That's an example of something like that. I'll leave it there. I'm just saying that game was revenge served sweet, baby. And she got her revenge. And then she won MVP. I would have had to meet Arike outside. You ain't gonna beat my ass and then win MVP? Like, just diabolical. But shout out to her because it was such a clinic, y'all. And if you think it was just Arike, I promise you, it wasn't just her. To see Team WNBA, even their rookies, Caitlin and Angel, first of all, being teammates, which we love to see. But second of all, both of them setting records in that All-Star game is crazy. Angel with her double-doubles because her. We knew she was gonna come. We knew. But Caitlin with her assists, setting a rookie record in All-Star game as well. Give them their 10s for the 10th episode. You see what I'm doing? But I just loved this game. It was so much fun to watch. I will say, I have to give a shout out to Team USA, specifically Brianna Stewart, aka Stewie, because she also had 31 points. She was showing out. But I do think Team USA, which they know, they spoke about it, they're gonna have to do some tweaking, some cohesiveness before they go to the Olympics because they were kind of looking a little messy, and that's okay. When you put all-stars together, especially the star-studded Team USA roster, it's gonna knock some heads a little bit of like when they're trying to get together and play. Again, these players are used to being the stars of their own team. They played together in the preliminary rounds of the Olympics. However, I think once you're in this competitive league like they were against their own teammates as well as opponents in the WNBA and the same type of talent shows up to play against you, that's the real test. When you're playing a team that's better than you, you can knock them out even on your worst day. But Team WNBA showing up to play them showed their weak points. And I'm glad they got to see it before going to the Olympics because those are things they can fix. And you know, we can start starting for Team USA. That's the only time I feel patriotic, Eagles. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how well they play, especially Stewie and Asia. Them together is so magical and I can't wait to see it. So let me go back to the All-Star game. We'll get to the Olympics in just a little bit, but I just want to talk about that little highlight about Team USA. But Team WNBA really took the cake and I had to give them their flowers. All of their moments were pretty much my favorite moments from the All-Star weekend. Shout out to Alicia Bray, who took home money bags, 100K. I know that's right. Shout out to Georgia, because that's where I'm from. So because that's where she's from too, we gonna shout Georgia out always, okay? But 100K in a day, and then she All-Star. I know that's right. I know that's right. So congratulations, Alicia. I love seeing all the moments. I think all in all, the All-Star game was really, really fun. We'll get into the fashion a little bit later because girl, they came to step. But that's all we have so far for the All-Star game. let's move on to the Olympics. Like I said, we are now in the Olympic break for the WNBA. What that means is there are no games happening because, unless you live under a rock, the Olympics are happening in Paris, literally starting July 27th. So it's time to really get into that rather than, of course, if half the WNBA players, well, both of them are playing in the Olympics, so we cannot have those players missing from their teams for the playoffs and things like that. So while they're at the Olympics, the WNBA is completely on a break. You'll see some of these players and their teammates, you'll see them coming to Paris to support them if they can afford it, or if their teams are flying them out. And also you'll see former coaches, like I'm sure we'll see Don Staley, I'm sure we'll see Lorianna, I'm sure we'll see, who else? I don't even know. Look at the camera.
Thinking of her wearing like 3 different animal prints at once.
Him and her animals will be there. Oh my god, okay. So what to expect for the Olympics. Team USA released the rosters. We presented them to you a few episodes ago, but if you want a reminder, here's the rosters for the 5-on-5 team as well as the 3-on-3 team. These ladies, congrats again to them, are already in Paris, already getting it together, playing these games in the qualifying rounds as well as for the group play. So I need everyone to understand as well. International play is not WNBA play. There are some rule differences, the refs are different, the physicality is different. Understand this when you're watching these games. You're not gonna see them whining over random calls. Traveling ain't gonna happen. That's more of a nod to the NBA than WNBA. The WNBA players don't really be traveling like that if the NBA be playing 10 to 6 steps, okay? However, there's also some changes in the rules that I think are important to highlight for people to know. In the WNBA, the players get 6 fouls before they foul out. In the USA, or excuse me, in international team play, you get 5 fouls, just like you do in college, high school, pee-wee level, whatever, 5 fouls to foul out. Very important to know these ladies will have to be very protective of their fouls, especially players like Nafisa Collier, Stewie, Asia, who get more calls, more fouls called on them. They're gonna have to be extra careful in the Olympics. Also, they play 4 10-minute quarters, just like the WNBA. They're not allowed to call timeouts unless it's a dead ball. This is very important for if you do not know. A dead ball foul means that if the ball is not in play, so if someone knocks out of bounds, you can call a timeout, but only the coach can call a timeout. In a normal WNBA game, if 2 players are tied up and they want to present a jump ball, a player can just go timeout, 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 and they call it. In Olympic play, you cannot do that. They will only listen to the coach call a timeout. And if there's a tie-up, they will call jump ball and just do alternate possessions. They're not gonna jump and tip off the ball. They're just gonna say, this team gets the next possession. And then they'll flip the arrow. That's literally all it is. Those are big differences you need to know. It's not gonna be the same style of play. Less calls, again, more physicality. So understand that for the Olympics, okay? So, just so y'all know that game breakdown, things to look out for. Hopefully y'all are ready to cheer on Team USA in the Olympics. However, there are also some other WNBA players that are representing their countries in the Olympics this year. We're so excited for these ladies. And here's a list of other players from different WNBA teams that are playing in the Olympics. I know some people will think, well, who's going to compete for Team USA? Like, who really is their competition? They're obviously going to win gold. They're going to, if they win this gold medal, they're going to set a record for the first ever Olympic team to win 8 straight gold medals. They have not lost since 1996. I was born in 1996. That's 28 years. Like, that is insane. However, they do have some competition in this Olympics. I would say watch out for Australia, first of all. They have a roster full of first WNBA players, so they know how to play against Team USA. But also they have former WNBA players, as well as the Australian League is pretty competitive in itself. And I would think the second competition would be Team Canada. They're younger, but they do have players like Letitia Meagher, Kia Nurse, even Aaliyah Edwards. Come on, rookie. So I am excited to see them two play against Team USA if they make it in the quarterfinals and everything. But I think Australia definitely has the most competition for Team USA because Team Canada is just a bit more younger. But I think it'll be fun all in all to watch them this Olympics. So y'all better tune in. Shout out to Marco. All right, y'all. y'all. So, for our 10th episode, we thought it would be really fun to get the full Jonesin for the Dub team involved. So, we're about to move to a side for a little kiki, talk some basketball topics, all things WNBA. So, let's get into a little kiki with my friends. All right, y'all, we're here in our little corner for our little kiki, so say hey to the team. Let me just introduce y'all to my friends, because if you don't know, you should know. So this is Parker, this is Andrew, and this is Lorianna. We call her Love as well. Welcome. Let's get into it, y'all. So, who did y'all think was the best dressed at the All-Star game?
Jonquel. I'm just like, I've been waiting to say this one. Like, I don't know if this is just like special occasion where she was like, I'm gonna go all out, or she had her stylist on deck ready to go for this game. But either way, everything was so beautifully coordinated. Her makeup, oh my God, what the hell? It was on point. Her eyelashes were just like Disney princess. Clean cut, perfect, no notes. I would wear that outfit, so. Period.
Okay.
That's it.
Anything else? Anything else?
I was gonna say Jackie Young.
Okay.
I loved her little suit moment with the crop. It felt very on trend. It felt very like formal, like dressing for the occasion. And I was really just like surprised. I feel like her style has evolved so well, especially over the course of this season. So it was really exciting to see her like have her moment on the carpet.
Yeah. I think mine was also Jonquel. Like I gotta
You
say,
representing her today.
Asia was a close backup. Y'all know I love Asia.
Yeah.
But I just think the way Jonquel's outfit was put together, as well as her, I believe they're fiancés, or I think maybe they're married now. So excuse me, Jonquel, I'm so sorry, your partner. But them together too, like they made sure their outfits went well, and I was just like, look at this couple slay. And I was gagged. I was like, okay. Sorry. But yeah, that was my thing.
I gotta say, the two that I can think of weren't even in the game. I'm thinking of Paige Beckers and Flau'jae Johnson.
All right.
Yeah.
Both looked incredible from the stands, and they gotta be recognized for that.
Yes, they're the people's princesses, I feel like the WNBA's daughters.
The live from the crowd was crazy.
When Kayla said, you want to come to the game with my jersey? And Flau'jae said, give me the jersey.
She's going further out than some coaches.
Literally. All right, so who did y'all think was someone that unexpectedly slayed? Like someone you were like, oh, they come sometimes, but I really like this outfit.
For me, it was Jewel Lloyd. I saw a TikTok of her partner talking about coordinating their looks together, and I thought that it was really nice that Jewel kind of stepped out of her comfort zone a little bit with the pink, the like soft moment, the matching set, but it still felt like her and like right for her personal style. Like she was comfy, she was ready to go, like very game day ready, and so I really like that outfit.
Yeah, I think I don't want to throw shade and say it's not a slay, but Kelsey Mitchell with her two-piece that was like an ode to all the WNBA teams. I think the top just kind of like threw me for a second because I was like, it could have been done I think it would have been cooler in like a jacket. But I thought it was just cool because it was just like this two-piece, like bikini top and then the pants, and then it said like comments and all these different players, like these different teams that no longer are in the league. So I thought that was cool, but I didn't want to say like no shade, but I just didn't like the top for me personally.
I mean, a jacket in the Arizona heat is crazy.
That's true. I just meant like one of them like crop
important.
fashion ones. You know what I'm talking, like the sports type jacket that you just kind of like put over your shoulders.
I agree.
I thought that would have looked cool because the pants were kind of flare. So I was like, but I also understood because of the heat, I was like, that's probably why she's in more like bikini style top.
I agree.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool, but like unexpected. Yeah.
You got one, Andrew?
I'm trying to remember what she was wearing, but I remember thinking this. Caitlyn, for once.
I was gonna say Caitlyn!
Okay, because for someone who has been styled by Prada, to have so many misses, unfortunately, it's just a lot of her looks don't look great on her. I thought she looked really good in the All-Star weekend.
I thought it was very flattering, and I think it's not that it doesn't usually look good, it's more that she's a little stiff.
Yeah.
She looks uncomfortable. I just don't think it's her style, whatever stylist is doing, whatever they're doing. But she looked comfortable this time, and it was like a flowy dress. It was still that like brownish color, which is also not her color, but
yeah, I wish Caitlyn would like experiment with brighter colors, something that really brings out her skin, and also that makes her look more comfortable. Because it seems like she doesn't even like the spotlight. She's just like, hi, here I am.
She tried to walk past the cameras, and they had to bring her back.
Like she obviously hates it, and I get it, girl. Everybody's watching Caitlyn, but I'm just like, damn, if the stylist could just like put her there, then she'd like walk in with this swagger that we know she has.
Yeah.
And she does look a little stiff because of that probably too, but also the clothes didn't look kind of boxy on her.
Yeah, and I think a lot of her looks just don't photograph well either.
Yeah.
Like she had that one look that was the tan suit, and you look and it's just a tan suit. But if you saw what she was posting, it's got this really nice subtle Louis Vuitton pattern on it.
Nice.
If it was in person, she looked so much better.
Yeah. That's deep.
Sorry, Kate. Sorry, girl. No shade, but...
All right, y'all. So those were our little opinions on the All-Star weekend. Again, these are our opinions. Don't get mad at us. We ain't throwing no shade. We're just giving some fun little opinions about the WNBA. We love them. We have a whole show about W, so we ain't no haters, okay? But let's segue into some more little fun, little hot take for you. And I'm gonna let Parker read off what this topic is. But we're mid-season. We have some old fans as well as some new fans in this group. I'm probably the oldest fan. I am the oldest fan. I definitely am. But especially like these three are newer to the game. And so I just want to know what y'all think. Some thoughts on like the media surround the W, things like that. What y'all think?
Yeah, what are your hot takes for the WNBA and this season?
You start off, Andrew.
Okay, I think for the month of July, Caitlin Clark was snubbed for Player of the Month.
Oh,
if you look at her stats next to Sabrina Ionescu, who won that award, they are neck and neck. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they are close. And when you see the support that Sabrina has in the Liberty, both from the coaching staff, from her player, her teammates, she has so much more going on.
Yeah.
And Caitlin is doing a lot by herself. She's really rocketed up the last 2 months. Her stats are going up. She's more consistent. She's getting a lot more comfortable with the offensive system that they're running in Indiana. And with that triple-double, the first triple-double ever by a rookie, I think that really pushes her over. I think what really happened was she just wasn't winning enough. They fell short in a couple games, the game versus the Mystics. They're just losing the last 4 minutes, and that's what's hurting them. But without that, she would definitely have that award.
You concur, Maya?
I do.
Ooh,
wow.
Okay.
I think this is no shade to Sabrina, but I think this is a situation where a little bit of politics play into the decision. Yeah. Because I do agree, like Caitlin has had a monument in July. She and Angel, honestly, from the rookie class especially. But I do think she was snubbed because from a team that is struggling, which I'm not saying Indiana is like the struggle bus, no, but they have so many rookies and new players and they're still trying to win games, while New York's a super team. And so it's easier for them to win games. It's easier for Sabrina to get off shots with more vets around her. Yeah. So I think it's easier to be that player of the month. I'm not saying she can't be a player of the month that's worthy of it, of course. But I do think Caitlin deserved it just a bit more. Like to me, it was like Caitlin, Sabrina, and I think it should have been Caitlin. I agree with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't disagree. I'll say that. All right, I'll go next. All right, so Paige, the daughter. What did you say earlier?
Oh, the WNBA's daughter. She is.
Okay. Do we think, given your points earlier about how much, I don't know, focus is on her, how many privileges she gets, is she being funneled into this Caitlin Clark type persona for when she is drafted? Because isn't she predicted to be number one as well?
Between like her and Kiki often.
So I'm like, is that a media thing that's happening, or does everyone just love her actually so much that like that is what all the attention is from?
I'm gonna say no because Paige had it first.
What first?
The media attention.
Okay.
So Paige came to UConn as the top freshman coming into her class. She was so well known in high school. Like she had celebrities come into her high school games. Caitlin didn't have that type shit. Like no shade to Caitlin, this is just the truth. I remember watching Paige went to a high school at Hopkins, and that's how well known she's. Like everybody knows she went to Hopkins. And then she comes to UConn, takes over UConn by storm as a freshman, but then she gets hurt. And in that season that she got hurt and could not play, Caitlyn came to the forefront in the media because Paige wasn't shooting as much. I'm not saying, because Caitlyn Clark fans are going to be like, oh my God, are you saying Caitlyn? No, Caitlyn would have got that attention. But it did help that Paige was recovering. Yeah. Paige wasn't on the court. And even in like 2021, Paige was hurt and she won that ESPY because she had been that girl as a freshman. So I think they're just now that Paige is back on the court, they're like, don't forget about Paige. We love Paige. She's like one of basketball's sweethearts, but she's been there. Right. But I do think now that these rookies, especially Caitlyn and Angel, are really in that spotlight, they're going to continue to do that with Paige. It'll be more intense, but I don't think it's because of Caitlyn. Like, Paige really had it first. But I also think too, and I hate to play the race card, but it did play into it, that ESPY speech happened. Yeah. And suddenly there wasn't as many major media outlets looking at Paige for a little bit when she was like, we need to advocate for Black women. And they were like, oh, she's an ally? They were like, no. I'm not saying Caitlyn isn't, but Caitlyn didn't speak up like that in those ways in college yet. So it was interesting to see that change. And then suddenly it's Caitlyn. Right. And then Paige comes back and we're like, Paige is a baller. Right. You know? And you saw it in that Final Four game when they played Iowa. And so I think it'll be a battle. They'll start putting them against each other in the media. Don't be surprised when you see it. But Paige has been had that attention. I kid you not. She's been in the limelight since she was like 17, maybe even older.
Oh, material girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would also say nowadays it's more the NIL deals that are getting attention in the media, because she's been one of the highest paid NIL athletes in the country. Across all sports, both genders. Nice. It's been she's making so much money.
I also think that it helps that she's in UConn, which is like just a school that's like built to lead players to the W and like really like make them shine. They have a core fan base, so it's kind of like it sets you up for success from the jump. Right. But it's funny that you bring that up because that actually is a good segue into my hot take.
Nice, let's do it.
I think that the WNBA would be so much better if they gave up control of the characters that they want to push. Because
elaborate.
Like with like the Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese things, like obviously that was like a story that was very pushed by the league, by the media surrounding it. But like you have so many superstars that were completely unexpected as these like growing stories as the season has evolved. Like you think Kate Martin, nobody expected her to even be like picked in person during the draft, and now she's like, I think it's number 4 in jerseys sold. Nice. Which is crazy. And like even with like Dejanay Carrington, like her game has improved so much, and she's brought so much attention to like the Sun and like her spot in the league with the way that she's playing. And it's not something that could be predicted, but it is something that fans like immediately took to.
Wait, so you're saying it'd be better if we didn't?
Yeah, there's these narratives that people put out to bring people to the game, but it's actually ruining it.
Yeah.
I agree. I do agree.
Yeah, and so it's like we have to stop like pushing out stories or like setting people up for like these big media pushes. And like the WNBA has to kind of like give up that control in order to do that, which is obviously scary for a brand, but like it would just be so much better if they were more adaptive to what fans were like actually like pointed towards during the games.
I would agree. That's actually part of my hot take, but I will answer part of yours first. But I wholeheartedly agree, because and the WNBA has been doing this for years. Like, I don't know, I have to share the picture, but there's a picture of like Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. They're like sitting back to back. They're very early WNBA years, and they're both wearing heels. Both of them, both of them hate heels.
Diana?
Yes, they were dressed up like super femme women. And because back then, it's like they were hiding the fact that so many of these women were gay because they knew, or they thought people were gonna be like, oh my God, gay women? Like, why? Like, it's prominent in any sport for women anyway, but for some reason people think basketball is the only lesbian sport. I'm like, you see soccer? But like, I'm just saying, like, excuse me, football.
I mean, I'm not trying to do stereotypes or nothing.
Yeah, but it's like it's every league, but people for some reason think the W has that problem. And I feel like it took eyes off of Sue and Diana because you could tell they were uncomfortable. You could tell they were putting on a front. But now, well, Sue, of course, is now retired. But look at Taurasi for the past few years when she really just got to be herself, when she got to be with her wife, who was her former teammate. They're so much more comfortable. And then people were like, oh my God, Taurasi is freaking diabolical on the court. We see it now. But people couldn't even see that in the news because they were too busy pushing this like it girl, American girl persona that wasn't even real. And I think the same thing they've also done a disservice too, because this goes into my hot take. They're doing a disservice to the stars because they're putting so much media attention on just a few of them. Like they are making it harder for Caitlyn. They don't even realize it. Right. Same with Angel, because they put her on this pedestal that she didn't even ask for, and then wondering why these fans and especially the players are exhausted. And Caitlyn's like, I'm getting bullied and I'm doing this, whatever. And she's exhausted because there's so much pressure from the media first, and she just wants to play basketball. And of course, this isn't a league where people just play basketball. They stand up for change, all those things. They've always been that way. But people don't realize how bad the media plays into it. Right. Because there's so many, like Parker said, there's so many players like Rickea Jackson, like I'm just thinking for this rookie class. Cameron Brink before she got hurt, Camila Cardoso, Aaliyah Edwards. There were so many rookies that we could have been paying attention to. But we couldn't because it was Caitlyn, and then Angel hates Caitlyn, which isn't even fucking true. And people aren't even getting to the competition. Like, why are new fans just now knowing Enrique's name? Are you kidding me? She was shooting buzzer beaters in college, but you're just now learning her name because you only paying attention to Caitlyn. Right. I agree with that.
To what you're fed.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's why when people are like, but the media doesn't play a role. Girl. It's the biggest role, and they need to let it go. I think I graduated with a PR degree. I understand the importance of PR, but I also understand when it's too much. In sports, and in the WNBA specifically, it's too much right now. And it's ruining it. The fun of the game is not happening as much, but I think it will start to happen more because we're all tired of it and we're tired of playing into it. Right. And I think hopefully the All-Star game is the tip-off because Angel and Caitlyn had had enough.
Oh my God.
And they both kept saying it, and I loved it.
Cut to that clip.
Right, I'm like, I loved it.
You and Angel Reese are going to be teammates after going head-to-head during college for some years. What is that like? What is it going to be like sharing the court with her and being her teammate?
Yeah, it's going to be fun, I think. Obviously, as two rookies, like getting to share this experience for the first time, like it's super rare to be here as a rookie. And then to have two of us here, I think it's just really great overall. I think obviously the fans are going to be very excited about it, but I'm excited to share the court honestly with everybody.
Well, you're going to be teammates with Caitlyn Clark after your rivalry in college. How will it feel to be on the same team with her? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everybody can wear their get along shirts together for one day at least. So I know a lot of people are going to come and watch us and see all of us, but there's not a lot of talent within both rosters of the team, so they're in for a good one.
Because when they hate each other, when have people not been able to be competitive? And they villainize them for it. And they go, RC, you're Caitlyn. Like, she ain't saving nothing. The basketball's been growing for years, y'all. I promise you. Like,
Angel and Caitlyn were the biggest cheerleaders on the sideline, too.
Exactly.
Angel was trying to get Caitlyn to be a little bit more selfish and shoot those threes when she was passing.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn just benching herself when Enrique was going off was a moment.
Yeah.
The two of them, they really deserve to be the face of the league the way that they are trying to be, but not the way that the media is pushing them to be.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. So true.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. All right, y'all. So that was just a little sneak peek. Don't worry, we'll have another little corner kiki coming to you very soon. But I hope you enjoyed it with my friends Parker, Andrew, and Lorianna. You'll see them again. But thank y'all for tuning in and listening to our hot takes and opinions. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into our 10th episode. Give us our 10s for 10. You see what I'm saying? Of Jonesin for the Dub. We are so excited that you're here, but make sure to first follow us on socials at Jonesin for the Dub on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Click the little notification bell so you can see when we drop our episode. But we'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all. Oh.